What's going on, guys? So as you just saw, we took the side-by-side off-roading, went out to Ocala, ran for about 3 hours, or roughly, through some whoops and sandy areas and all kinds of stuff. So we just kind of got after it, beat up on it a little bit. Unfortunately, about right around that 3 hour mark, we had stopped to kind of figure out directions, figure out where we're going, and everything died. The whole side-by-side went blank, turned right off, no electronics, nothing, no power to anything. Luckily, I'd heard about that 40 amp fuse melting, so that was my first suspicion, and I called the dealership. Luckily, we still had service, and he suggested that also that was the issue. It wasn't melted; it was just corroded, and it cut the power to everything. So I'm going to show you where it is because there's two fuses down there, and I looked at the first one. The first one was fine, so that kind of sent us for a loop for a little bit. But luckily, my stepdad was with me. He found the other fuse, so I am going to show you that and just kind of show you what to look for. I have under 20 hours on this, so even if you have a brand new one, you need to check it and get a kit to replace it. It is covered under warranty, but the dealership's like an hour away, so I'm just going to order the one from RNG. It's like $25, and I'm going to do it myself. But anyways, it is under the seat. So originally, let me get a light for you, and we will. So there's one right here. If you can see that, I thought that was it, and so I checked that one, and that one was fine. So that's what confused me for a little bit. But then if you come to this side, right here, there's another one. Let's see if I can pull it off. As you can see, it is corroded. So we were able to clean it off a little bit, but you can see, obviously, you can see in there, that thing is corroded out, the whole connector. So I think the issue is it sits up like this, or excuse me, it sits down into that little holder there, and I believe it gets a little bit of moisture in there and traps it in there maybe. I'm not sure, but that will kill everything to the machine, all power. You're not going anywhere with that. Put that out. So, RNG sells a bigger fuse kit that it replaces that. You cut the wires and splice it in. I'm going to order that, and we're going to put that in there. But that's something you need to be aware of. Even if you have a brand new machine, get in there, check that fuse. And if it does look like it's having issues, either take it back to the dealer or just order that kit. I'll put a link to it. I'm going to order that here, and then I'll do a video installing that later on. So, but it's right there. So just a heads up, there are two 40 amp fuses. So that's kind of the main reason I'm making this video. So you don't check that one and then say, all right, that one's good, I don't know what's going on, and then you're stuck there for a while. So, but luckily we found it in about 5 minutes, and we got back to riding for a little bit and then just put it up for the day. So that was but other than that, it ran great. I was nailing puddles, doing 30 miles an hour and having a blast. So everything else was flawless. As you can see, it's all covered in sand and whatever else. I will say though, because I was hitting puddles and pretty big puddles for a while, so I was completely soaked. I took the hood off. There was no water intrusion to anything. Everything was bone dry in there. Under the seat, all that was bone dry. So there was no water on anything, and I'd been getting after it for a while, so that was good. That was a good sign. But yeah, so other than that, ran good. So we'll come back with the video. Also, where's the toolbox? I'm gonna do a video on this next too, because if I didn't have that, well, I guess for the fuse it's not that big of a deal, but finding the fuse was kind of an issue just because I didn't have any light or anything. So I'm going to go over kind of like a toolbox review and get some feedback from you guys on what you think should be in the toolbox. So, but that's it. So we'll come back when we have the fuse kit and we'll put it in. All right. See you later.